Hello, Spring Native fans. So we'll have a very quick video today without any intro or outro. So in the world of Spring Native, there was a bug for a long time concerning aspects, so Spring AOP. So if we included Spring AOP in combination with web, and we had defined a specific or more complicated point cut, this would usually result in an error that looks like this. So there is a lot of mumbo jumbo with proxies going on. To be more specific, one of the standard use cases you would have an annotation, like test annotation. You want to put that on your component so that if the component gets called, that all of the methods get tracked by the aspect. And to do this, you would have an around within the test annotation. This was not working for now 1.5 years until today. What was working was a very concrete version, so you could say test component. And then with this expression, every method in this test component gets called, but this would have the drawback that you would to have list every class here. So test component and another component and another component. And it's not that comfortable like having just an annotation that you can put on your components. But again, this is now working. So let's take a look. There was an old bug opened in 2022. And to be honest, this is even older. I opened this back 1.5 years ago, back in the days with Spring Native 2. And finally, it is fixed. And what's very, very interesting. So if we want to take a look, who has fixed this bug? So this is Jürgen Höller. I don't know if you know Jürgen Höller, but Jürgen Höller is one of the founding fathers, or as I stated, the co-founder of the Spring Framework. And he has been working with the Spring Framework since 2003. I also met him once in person, long back in the days before Spring Boot 1.0. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, and he just fixed it without any problem. So let's take a look here. So now the annotation is working. I have an example here that just calls a test component. And one other problem we had in the past, if we wanted to use not one of our own annotation, but a third-party annotation like circuit breaker, this was also not working. So one of the most important annotations you could use was resilience for J and the circuit breaker annotation. And this was also not working. It also then, if in combination with web, resulted in these exceptions. But this is also now working. Let's take a look at the example. So we have our test component :v, which calls this method. This method has the test annotation, so it should get wrapped. It should get wrapped in our aspect, and we should get this aspect wrapped method. And we also have a test breaker here that basically calls a method. It does a thread sleep. And because of our resilience for J configuration here, where we say that the amount of time, the allowed amount of time is less than a second, yeah, the circuit breaker should trip the second time it is called. So we do the :v. We call the break_me method here, and then we call it the second time, and then I expect the circuit breaker to trip. So this was always working if we start the application like in normal JVM mode, of course. So application starts. This is now read inside method, aspect break_me if you can. And now we get the exception. This is exactly what we expected. And now, so I have a native image binary pre-prepared. We call the native image. It's not read, don't get be confused. The system out error is not working here, but it's the same. Inside method, aspects wrap around, break_me, and then the circuit breaker trips. Also with the native image in combination with the web dependency. And we see that this is the web dependency because the application is not stopping automatically. So we have to do it on our own. So that's very, very cool because this is something I was missing a long ago. One more thing. What you need to do is basically upgrade to the latest Spring Boot version. So Spring Boot version 3.0.2. This is currently still a snapshot. and because it includes the Spring Framework 6.0.4. But with the recording of this video next week, this will go GA, and then it will be available as a non-snapshot version. One more thing that was also fixed, which has nothing to do with native images directly, was that if we had Spring Security and tracing enabled, we would get a lot of additional mumbo jumbo in our traces, security filter chain, authentication. So Spring Security would add a lot of additional stuff. And while the documentation hinted that you could disable this with some kind of observation predicate, and you just then say, not starts with Spring Security, it should have disabled this, but this was not working due to another bug that is now also fixed in the Spring Boot version 3.0.2. So now our traces can look clean again. So you will just get your normal trace and nothing more. Again, just use this guy here, and that's it. Okay, that's already it for today. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.